10 months ago, I was in a rut. I was stuck in life and I didn't know where the hell I was heading. I was directionless. And I'm going to play a video from September 23rd of 2022 that's going to make you realize anybody, whatever stage of life you're in, can achieve whatever they want to achieve.
Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
What date is it today?
The 23rd or 4th,
The 23rd of September 2022. 23rd of September 2023, I'll be making 10 grand a month.
Bullshit.
So you can see a year ago yesterday, on September 23rd of 2022, I predicted and told everybody in my friend group, in my circle at that point in my life, that a year from then I would be making $10,000 a month. They all laughed. They all obviously said it was BS, as you can hear in the video. They didn't believe me whatsoever, and they had no right to. You can also see in the video that I've got a bottle of vodka and a beer just sat directly in front of me, and I was really drunk when I said that anyway. So why would they have any reason to believe me? They didn't, because there was no proof there, and nobody's going to be able to see the vision that I have in my head, or in your case, you have in your head, without any sort of undeniable proof there. So here's the thing, you might be wondering, Cameron, how did you go from that point knowing where you would be now a year later? Full transparency, I didn't. This time last year, I was directionless. I didn't have anything going on for me. The only thing I had was I was paying $50 a month to be in Hustlers University, Andrew Tate's course. And at that moment in time, I was making around £100 a week for making articles for this one guy who was overworking me, and I could have got a 9 to 5 and made more money than I did writing those articles with him. But at that point in time, while I knew I was being overworked, I knew that it was going to be hard, and I knew that my whole family saw me as a failure, and all of my friends were going to laugh about me and talk behind my back about the fact that I said I was going to make $10,000 a month, which seems like such an astronomical, unrealistic figure until you hit it. But one thing that Hustlers University did teach me is connections are king, and the fact that it's going to be hard. No matter what you do, it's always going to be way harder than you anticipated. And that's why so few people get to that stage where people are admired, where they're looked up on, where people talk about them on a daily basis, about how successful and how inspired they are by their actions. It's hard, but it's super simple, because all it boils down to is not stopping. That's it. Like, if you don't stop, you're not going to fail. There's no failure if you don't stop. Like, yeah, you're going to have lessons there that you can deem as failure, but at the same time, those failures come into lessons. Failure is inevitable. And if there was one thing that I really took away from Alex Hormozi's podcast, it was success is a cyclical structure. So through failure comes learning, and through learning comes success. But then when you get success, failure comes again because you step to that next level and you've got another problem. And the cycle repeats again and again and again and again. No matter what level you get to, it's never going to be rainbows, butterflies, and magical fairy dust where you're just going up and up and up and up, and there's no sort of bumps in the road. But the reason I decided to record this video is for anybody out there who feels like they're in a rut, anybody who feels like they're stuck and they don't know what to do with their lives. And maybe they look at me as an example and go, okay, he's achieved some sort of level of success for his age, so how did he do it, and how can I replicate what he's done to get me on the right track? And I can tell you, it all started out with, right out the gate, if you have this, you need to act on it. Because I knew 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, there was something different about me. Even when I was extremely overweight, I had no skills, I had no hobbies, I had nothing going for me except for the fact that I used to play Call of Duty online. I knew there was something different that made me an outlier. Even though I had so many friends, and I always fit into all of the friend groups because I was so talkative and I used to make everybody laugh, I knew that I was different. And I knew that I had something that other people didn't. And that was that I had a hunger to succeed. Like, if I go on my phone right now, because I went on it the other day when I was catching a flight, because obviously you have no service, I was looking 3-4 years ago, and I had TikToks that I would save that would be like, go grind mode, put in the work. And that's when the seed was planted, and it never goes away from that point. Like, self-improvement is just a continuous journey, and all I did was just act on it. I took the lead. Like, I connected with the right people through Hustlers University, and I created a small group of us that would just hold one another accountable. And we would just call every couple of days in the week. We'd call 3 times a week. We'd update our progress, and we'd bring new ideas forward. So the number one step to success, I would say, is just believing in your vision and creating a network of people that are on the same path as you and want to achieve a level of success. For me, I couldn't find it in person, so I found it online, which is why Hustlers University was such a detrimental point for me of growth, because I connected with 5 or 6 other like-minded individuals and picked those people that we knew were actually working, and we all just held each other accountable. Like, if you're in a group of people, 5 of them have 6-packs, and you're in a gym group talking about that, and you're sat there in the corner and you've got rolls, like, it's going to encourage you to start eating healthy. Just by surrounding yourself in a positive environment, even if it is online, I can tell you it makes a huge difference. Step 2 is embracing the suck. There's no way around not knowing anything about marketing, for example, the gym. You have got to go through those touch points of friction, whether it's making your first cold call, making your first sales call, running your first set of ads for a client. It's going to be hard. You're not going to know what's going to happen. You're going to have to figure it out as you go along. And I'll tell you exactly how that went for me. My first 5 to 10 sales calls were absolutely dreadful. I thought I was closing clients by getting them on free trials. And there's an example of that on my YouTube channel. I put closing a $1,500 a month client, and all I was doing was taking free trials. It wasn't a client at all, because they were just paying me based on results, and I didn't have to sell them that way. But it all starts there. If you're getting into SMMA, I want you to get free clients, and I want you to learn. Don't care about the money. If you think long term, you're going to win immediately. If you can just think 5 years down the line, you're willing to not make a single penny for the next 5 years. Imagine where you'll be in 5 years' time. How many skills you would have stacked, how much knowledge you would have built. It would be unreasonable for you not to be successful 5 years down the line if you don't ask for anything in return and you just go through a learning period. And as a byproduct of that, you're going to make a lot more money in the process before that 5 years end anyway. So just going back to step 2, just really push forward towards the things that are going to move the needle. There's going to be no easy way out of it. You need to cold call, you need to set appointments, you need to close clients. You're going to need to do it. And it's the same with if you want to level up in the fitness side of things. You're going to have to take the leap and go to the gym, go on your first run, start cleaning up your eating habits. And it doesn't start with the massive things like a 3-hour workout. Just start with 1 push-up. Start with 10 star jumps. And your monkey brain's probably telling you right now, oh, well, Cameron, that's not going to do anything for me. That's not going to change me. That's not going to get me a 6-pack. But it all starts there. And it allows you to go on that checklist and tick something off and say to yourself, I said I was going to do 5 star jumps today, ticked it off, and I did it. And that is how self-confidence and self-belief is built. And it just levels up from there. So if you're starting out and you're in a rut right now, what I want you to do is get up and just do 10 star jumps. And I want you to tick it off. I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. I will do 10 star jumps today. I want you to put a checkbox next to it, do the 10 star jumps and tick it off. And it all comes back to that analogy of just making your bed is going to change your life. And I believe it, because it all starts there, like with the very, very small things. For me, it was like 5 minutes of meditation. I didn't even do any work. I didn't read. I didn't have a business. I just started meditating for no reason, even though I was like vaping and getting drunk all the time. And it started building that stack of proof to me that I could stick to my word. And it just levels up from there. So just start writing things down and sticking to your word and just analyzing it. Like for me, this is the thing that I do. And I know I've brought this up in another video. I have 2 polls. I have a W and an L, okay? So if I stack a win, I'll put a paperclip in there. If I stack an L, which is a loss, I'll put a paperclip in there. And that's all you need to do. Like, then you can visually see your wins and your losses, and it's going to be unreasonable for you not to look at that at the end of the day. If you have 0 L's in there and you have like a stack of 30 wins, then you're going to be winning, and that's how you're going to build that self-belief that you can do this. And the third step is invest in coaching. No brainer. Best thing I ever did. Once I started building momentum, I started building my business. Investing in coaching and learning from other people probably cut 5 years of my learning time out of my life. Like, put it this way, I probably could have saved an extra 20k in the last 10 months and just kept it in the bank, but I would be in a similar situation the whole time. And the ROI that I made on that money was unmatched, and the skills that I learned from it as well. For example, I'm in Agency Lab, I'm in Easy Grow, I get coaching from a couple of other people one-on-one. Best thing I ever do. And some of them I even pay $500 an hour. And I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but you'd be surprised at the amount of value I can get out of an hour of somebody's time that's making 100, 200, 300k a month. Put it this way, if I get on a call and I show somebody my ads and they go, you're doing that wrong, you need to change this, you need to increase this, you need to change your lead form to this, I turn that on, increase the budget, they tell me I need to be more aggressive, and I close 3 clients from that, my ROI is going to be insane based on how much I paid for that call. So they're the 3 things that I would do. And if you found any sort of value out of this video, let me know, shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I appreciate you if you've watched the whole video.